What is up, everybody? Monkeypuzzle here, and we are back on the IronMine server survival PVE. I'm here with my buddy Aaron B.
Hello, everyone.
What's up? Aaron has graciously joined again to help out with another fantastic building project. So we're gonna get ourselves into it again today. We're here at the treehouse I made last episode. Well, actually, last episode was the tutorial over here, which I still need to dismantle. But the one before that, we made this treehouse, our first design with the wooden tree platform. Made the tree platform that same day and just learned how to use them. That video was very well received, so definitely grateful for that. Thank you everybody for all the support and the nice comments and the likes and everything. I was really blown away. I have to admit I've never had a video do that well before, so that was very inspiring. And so today, setting up a new project, I want to make a crazy castle on one of these tree platforms, and I was going to do it over on this one, but the castle needs to be stone at least, and I don't really like how metal looks in this game, so I'm going to do it in stone. And stone on wood just doesn't really do it for me. I think it's got to be a metal platform, and rather than destroy this nice wood platform that matches this whole setup so well, I thought we'd make another platform and put it over on this tree. So we're going to do that in just a second. I'm just going to take a few moments to show how we've moved into that tree house before we do that. But over here I thought it made sense because we've got this little road coming up here, so we'll make this little tree house, castle, tree house, fort, whatever it is, that protects the road here, even though, you know, that's all pretend. We don't have anybody to protect from here because we're all friends and all that. But yes, we're going to make a castle to guard the road and make it as crazy and as eccentrically as possible. In the meantime, just a real brief update how we've been moving in to this treehouse is I have started fencing off the bottom around here. Our little crew has had no problem down there taking on all the carnos and the terror birds and everything, and it's actually kept us in meat and has them all max level down there. And it's pretty fun to see them beating up things all the time. But we're gonna fence this off and then, you know, make it nice and just a little safer down here because it is pretty crazy. There have been a lot of things down here. And then I put this in. This is actually the first elevator I've used. I didn't want to have pillars going all the way up for a bridge here. I was trying to avoid that just conceptually, but I went ahead and went as a, you know, compromise with this elevator shaft here, and I think it's okay, especially since it doesn't attach to anything up there. And it's been a great way to make this treehouse accessible for all the dinos. It's a little slow, but you know, going up that ladder is pretty slow too, so we can live with that. And it stops automatically in pretty much just about the right spot, at least for this side. We're gonna have to build this one up so it matches over there. So I just tore this wall out and put a ramp, and now we can get all the dinos up here, so that's pretty cool. And we got the bear in here, and Aaron is making a big mess because he's doing some crafting for the project here. So normally these guys get stowed away tidily. ARK is terrible that way. They get stowed away tidily in their little pens here, and then over here we've got a whole little storage system set up. We've got 2 rows of wooden boxes in this one. This side is for crafting building parts, so it goes, I've got my little HUD turned off, but you can see it goes stone, wood, thatch, fiber, and then it repeats itself: stone, wood, thatch, fiber, stone, wood, thatch, fiber. So you can stand here and craft either wood parts or stone parts in one spot. And then this is a whole bunch of our other materials right here. Got a little workshop set over here with the fabricator and the smithy, and as soon as I can afford it, we're actually going to make a chemistry bench to live in here. But still, it's got the mortar and pestles and bunch of fridges, so we've got power too, obviously. And then over here we can grill meat, and we're just totally moved in. Bookshelves and more storage, and then of course storage is expandable. this way as we need it. And then there's a couple more upgrades to show you before we move on. My camera feels a little shaky today for some reason. But anyway, we got running water over there. So we got 3 reservoirs up top there. That's as close as you can get the pipe to the tree. So it kind of sticks into the animal walkway, but they walk right through it, and we won't think about that. But it works, and so it's nice to have water here and not have to run down to the river. And then just real quick, last thing I'm going to show you is that all this stuff obviously required power. So you got to see where the cable is coming that way. I put the generator all the way up there so that we wouldn't hear that from down below. Pillars are still going up. Eventually I'm going to have a little crow's nest that you can climb up to all the way up top there. So anyway, that's a quick update. Just wanted to show you how the place is getting lived in now, and we're actually putting it to use. So over here in this smithy, I have gotten prepared to put a bunch of stuff in here to make the very expensive recipe for the metal tree platform right here. So let's go ahead and craft that. Hopefully we get some nice XP for it.
Yeah, give me that shared XP.
Oh, we got 2.
Awesome.
All right, I think you should get more than that. But I don't really complain about how expensive they are, because now that I know how big they are, that would take a lot of foundations or ceilings or whatever to make as much space as these things make. So that's cool. Cool with me. And they come with a lot of hit points too, so that's also cool. So let's go put that on here.
If only those things counted as foundations.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we're going to go ahead and put it on the higher point, I think, so it's nice and out of range, and you can throw rocks and boiling oil down at people from this castle here. And I've got a few cool ideas, I think. Hopefully they're cool for how it's going to go. We still have the rotation option, and I'm not sure if it matters how I rotate it. Let's see what that looks like from here. I guess we should get like one of the flat sides facing sort of forward down the road, and I guess that's kind of it. I'm just going to go ahead with that. I think that's cool. Sure I got it on the right one. I do. Let's do that and just go for it. There it is. No taking it back. We got our big metal tree platform. So that's cool. So let me get some boxes up here full of building parts, and I will bring you back when we start to do something on it. See you in a sec. Alrighty, so we got some boxes over here, and this one has a good starter set of building parts. I'm sure we're going to need a lot more than that before we're done. But I went ahead and just learned a little bit about the placement of the fence foundations on the edge of the metal platform. The first time I've used the metal platform, and it's pretty easy. So yeah, I am going to do the fence foundation trick again. I could go ahead and line the whole thing with regular stone foundations, but one, I think that's ugly. It's going to use a lot of stone. There's going to be a bunch going every which way as you fill in going this way, and you cover your nice metal platform. So I have a plan, so I'll show you how that unfolds as we go along. But so these line up pretty easily. There's this little divot right here and this little divot right here, and you'll see that a fence foundation fits pretty much right between those. So let's just pull this a little closer to me. Hopefully I'm lined up right there. Aaron's ready to catch me if I fall.
Safety first.
He is a OSHA representative. And of course I move too fast, so every time I click this I move too much, but somewhere right in between those two divots is where I want it to be. I'm going to call that it. That's going to be close enough. There was also a really light colored bump in the middle of that little green shadow that lines up right with the middle of this thing too. So there's that divot there. There's that divot I think I got it. Let's see. There's no way to know until we put that on. And it should come right inside that little rivet there. See that little rivet? You can see it better right there. There's something weird about the perspective of these platforms. When I look this way, I feel like I'm laying down, like my nose is right on it. But I'm just going to try to ignore that right now. But they feel a little strange to work on, like I've suddenly got short. So anyway, that's there, that's there. So that's pretty close. That's pretty good. So now what we're going to do is... Oh, I don't have any pillars on me. Let me grab some of those, and hopefully I don't get too heavy. And we're going to do the same trick we did with the wooden one. Doing my Baywatch run here. We're going to put the pillars, snapping them to the fence foundations. Now, because of a bug in the patch, we don't want to put the next foundation right, or the next pillar, excuse me, right where it would snap. We want to put it all the way over here to make sure that these two didn't snap together, because there's weird behavior right now when pillars snap together. These middle ones, we can't avoid that, but we're just going to go ahead and do it that way, and that'll save you a lot of headache just doing that way. So trust me on that. Now let's go ahead and actually I'll use the doorways because they're least expensive. We want to build out a little bit this way, so we're going to put that there, and then we're going to go ahead and put a ceiling on top of that, and then let's grab 3 more doors, right? So we're going to put one there, one there. Now actually I only need the 2, right, because I'm not going up too high. So I needed to put 2 down, because if I had just put 1 door, I wouldn't be able to put this ceiling right here. So that's great. Now I actually have to decide if I'm going to make it 1 high or 2 high down here. I think let's make it 2 high, so if we need to put boxes down here, we can, which means next time I have to decide whether to waste a ceiling or to waste some door frames. Actually, now that I've done this once, I'm thinking of ways I could have done this more efficiently, but that's no matter. We'll get there. So we're going to extend out now with these as far as we can go, right? So that's as far as it will let us take it. Now if we do that all the way around, we're going to get like cogs on a gear from that if we don't place ceilings to match them together. So I want to use that look to do part of the design of the castle. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up a few more of these, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what I have in mind for using this little look for. So be right back. Alrighty, so I placed fence foundations almost all the way around and did some other progress I'm going to talk about in a second. But I just wanted to show you on this last one here a couple more tricks that I just remembered. One, if you want to know if it's well aligned, you can go up and down like that, and if it doesn't change its position on the edge, you know it's straight. And then not only do we have these 2 little ridges to align with, but we've got that piece sticking down right in the middle there that you can line up with that middle girder. So pretty easy to get those just right. So, or at least way close enough. Let's go ahead and finish that one up, and then that should be my my last freehanding for this build. Are you there? Apparently not. Watch, it's gonna show up now. Hello? Come on. We just had a DC on here, so hopefully this isn't another one. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, well that was it for the server. It never came back up. And it just so happens this is one weekend where Dolan, the admin of the server, is out of town till Monday, and the server lives in a box in his house. So that's that. I was gonna have this out completed on Saturday morning, but seeing as that now it won't be out till at least Tuesday, I'm just gonna give you the first half right now. So I'm sorry it's a bit of a cliffhanger, but that's just how it is. I figure this is better than waiting. And in the meantime, here I am back on the Valhalla modded YMC ARK server, and I actually, interestingly enough, haven't been able to play on here for about a week due to technical difficulties and transitions in the server hosting. So, but here we are. It just came back online last night, better than ever. So I will fill the gap by working on an episode here, which I wanted to do anyway. I've got a bunch of ideas, but we will get to those very soon. In the meantime, you're going to have to wait for the castle treehouse as well, but I will look forward to doing that as soon as I can. Bye-bye.